Chapter 9. Troubles at Home. Anna was halfway through her third lap at the range when James stormed in white-lipped, his face twitching despite himself, sorrow and anguish struggling in his eloquent features. "Off the line!" he roared an order hoarsely. His voice reverberated through the room. The other trainees didn't need to be told twice. They scattered in a heartbeat, leaving their equipment scattered all over the area in their wake. Anna looked at him with a start and clicked the safety on her rifle. Her heart was already doing that thing, fluttery, nauseating, like it knew something before her brain caught up. James looked wired, and unaccustomed dejection settled into his usually calm and collected face. He looked like someone had taken the floor out from under him, and he was still falling. "What happened?" she queried nervously, throat tightening. He shook his head mournfully. Without a word, he slapped a tablet onto the steel table behind her. Something about the way he did it, the terseness, the desperation, felt like a punch to the ribs. "Look." She stepped closer, her whole body stiff in anticipation, fingers trembling as she clicked through the open files. Inside, photos, surveillance stills, grainy black and white time-stamped. One showed a white van parked at the edge of a sidewalk. Another, a woman with silver hair, groceries tumbling from her arms. Then two men in black uniforms, grabbing her, shoving her into the back of the van, the door slamming shut. The timestamp blinked, 06:14 a.m. Anna gave a half-stifled shriek. Her legs gave out, tablet fell out of her hands and landed with a loud crash on the floor. She caught herself on the edge of the table. "That's not," she whispered in utter abandonment and despair, hoping against hope. "I'm afraid she is. We ran facial, gait, even clothing patterns. That's your grandmother. They got to her despite our watchmen." Her mouth was opening helplessly, but no words came. It was crushing to know that the only member of her family was somewhere out there scared and helpless. Air didn't feel like it was working anymore. There was a roaring in her ears. Why didn't you stop it?" "Because they were ghosts. No alarms, no witnesses. They executed it like pros, Anna," he retorted contritely. He couldn't conceal his irritation at the failure, but it was the only explanation he could offer. She continued to stare in blank amazement, without look or sign of hearing his apologetic reply, eyes still glued to the photo. "She doesn't even know about any of this. She thinks I'm still normal." James sighed and rubbed his face with increasing anxiety. "They found her anyway." "How?" "We don't know yet. Could have been facial recognition sweep. Could have been a leak. Hell, maybe they've had her tagged for months and waited for the right moment." He reached into his jacket and pulled out his phone. Turned the screen to her. A video was already queued up. "Just came in," he informed stiffly. Encrypted message. They used a proxy satellite feed and piggybacked on an old resistance line. She hit play. The screen flickered to life. A digital distortion washed over it like static, then a face. No, not a face. A scrambled mess. Like someone had run it through a blender and glued it back together wrong. But the voice. Chilling, mechanic, disturbing. "Anna Thompson, your grandmother is alive, for now. You have two options. Turn yourself in, or watch her die slowly. We'll send her to you piece by piece. Tell your resistance friends to release the footage from New Minsk. Let the world see who you really are. You have 48 hours. Video ended. Anna's face hardened. She quietly stared at her own reflection on the dark screen. She looked like someone else. Eyes wide, haunted. Face contorted in agony and drenched of color. Jaw clenched tight enough to crack bone. James put a hand on her shoulder. She disengaged his steadying arms stonily and took a step to a side. She felt hot anger surging in her heart. "They're baiting you." He tried to call them both back to cool-minded analysis, seeing her turbulent state of mind. "Trying to rattle us. You don't have to do anything yet, but we will figure it out." But she didn't respond. Not to him. not to the room. That night, Anna couldn't sleep. She didn't cry. She just stared ahead, hollow. Her mind was somewhere else, somewhere dark, sinister. A place only grief could unlock. The bunker felt colder than usual, like the concrete walls had grown teeth. She sat in the pale blue glow of her pad, scrolling through old photos of Lily, laughing at a picnic, trimming basil in the garden, her hands always moving like she was orchestrating the world. And then, ping! A new message appeared on the screen. Unmarked, not on resistance channels. She clicked it before she could even think twice. A live feed. Glitchy. Static jumping across the screen like angry sparks. A figure appeared. Face blurred, voice altered, though obviously feminine. Listen carefully. Anna sat up straight, lifting a loose curl from her tired eyes. Your grandma is held in an old office building, South Roveno Street. Back entrance is unguarded. Click. Feed was gone. Her blood turned to ice. Anna put the pad down on her knees, confounded and puzzled. She kept reciting the message in her mind. She didn't know who had just contacted her, didn't know if it was a trap, didn't care much if it was. Because if there was a chance, even a sliver of hope, that Lily was alive in that place, she was going to take it. This is the end of this chapter. Thank you very much for listening. Please, let me know in the comments, what would you like to see further in the story? What do you think of the characters? What was the most interesting thing for you about this part of the story? I would love to hear your opinion and feedback.